This week, on a very special episode of Sorrow Eternal, the podcast.
Well, she doesn't even live here.
That doesn't make any sense! All that and more, this week on Sorrow Eternal. Hey guys, how's it going?
Hey.
Got Daryl and Justin here, ready for episode 60 of Sorrow Eternal, the podcast.
Wait. Like the number 6 and the letter D?
Yeah, yep.
Alright.
6D.
6D.
Like an apartment. But it's not an apartment, it's a podcast.
Well,
oh man, now I'm confused. So anyway, we got a couple things to mention today. We're going to bring back an old segment that we used to do called Random Shit.
Yeah.
So first, Justin, I want to invite you into the current time where people like Devin Townsend.
Yeah.
Welcome to the present.
Thank you.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about the new Devin Townsend album?
Well, the new Devin Townsend project is, the new album's called Epic Cloud.
Epic Cloud.
Or Epic Loud. It's all really one word, so who knows where the C belongs. But, first of all, I've never really listened to Devin Townsend before.
Uh-huh.
I've heard some good things, and some strange things, just that he's weird.
Yeah, he is weird.
He looks like a weird guy.
Yep.
And but I never bothered to really, explore that area. And this past week, I checked out the new album, and it turns out that it's really good.
It is really good.
Like 9 out of 10 good.
Whoa.
Yes.
That's good.
It's been a while, Daryl, since I've given a review a 9 out of 10.
Well, I know, because, the fans on our Facebook page and through email just insist that you don't actually look at the score you give. You just give everyone an 8 out of 10.
I closed my eyes and hit the little letter.
And hit a button. But,
Yeah.
So what made this album a 9 out of 10?
Well, it was the fact that it was everywhere in terms of genres. I didn't know what to expect. I mean, like I said, I didn't even really know what they sound like. I assumed it was like power metal. Judging by the really cool album cover with his Devin Townsend project symbol and
I like his logo, by the way.
yeah, and a picture of the Earth in the background with this, the stars and the universe in the background. It was pretty cool, but right off the bat, they have like a choir that opens up the album. It's like a 44-second track, and there's no music except multiple vocals, guys and girls, and
Okay.
I mean it really is just straight up a choir.
No children?
Not children. It could be children.
Okay.
But either way, I mean it was very different for me, and the way they really layered a lot of different vocals to come in and out, almost sounding like instruments, and that just really built it up to the next track, which it led right into. With the same melody and whatnot. They have a female vocalist on the album that I don't know if she's normally on the album. I didn't think there were any female vocals in the album, or in Devin Townsend project at all. But this girl, her name, we're gonna just shorten it to Anne. Her name is Anne von Giersbergen.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually Annika.
It's Annika.
But she has really great vocals. It really stood out, and I couldn't even, when I first heard it, I couldn't even imagine who it was. I couldn't put a face to it. It didn't sound like anyone I really ever heard before. She definitely has a distinct voice, and you get to hear a lot of that, especially in the second track, which is True North. And the other thing that I liked was. Now, of course, like I said, I thought it was all I thought it was just a power metal album, but it really floated more towards like a mixture of that and then post metal. There was a song on there called "Where We Belong," and it was a really calm track. It wasn't really metal, but the vocals actually reminded me of the band Junius that we know and love.
Uh-huh.
And it was that like outer space type of feeling, kind of like what they give off, very psychedelic, and yet it was calm. It was a calm track. But then they also had tracks that just had like some really cool double bass pedal drumming. I don't know who the drummer is, but he's really good. Let me see, Ryan Von. Yeah, wow.
Ryan Von Yeah, wow.
Yeah, Poder Ruin, I guess. It actually sounds a lot more simpler than it's spelled.
Poltergeist.
There's a lot of E's and O's and letters I've never seen before. No, but well, he's the drummer apparently, and he is it's pretty good. Definitely had my attention throughout the album. And I like that they had a song called "Lucky Animal," and it was kind of a silly song. And I actually thought that that's what Devin Townsend Project was all about, just kind of goofing off and being silly. But no, they had some serious stuff. It was like a romantic album almost. Like it had some romantic lyrics to it, telling a story. But you haven't really listened to them?
I've listened to quite a bit of Devin Townsend,
yeah.
actually, and I saw him live a couple times, and he is as weird as you'd think.
Oh, okay.
And there were a couple things I actually wanted to mention about Devin Townsend, not necessarily this album, because I haven't listened to the new album yet, and I will. My favorite album of his was actually Ziltoid the Omniscient,
Okay.
which was a rock opera about an alien, which was hilarious. It was absolutely hilarious, and it just... You kind of realize that this guy's just out of his mind.
Yeah.
And I was actually just reading here that apparently he has done voices for Metalocalypse, which I knew, but also apparently the original drawings of Pickles the drummer looked almost identical to him.
Oh.
And Brendan Small actually said, we made sure it didn't look like him. We gave him a goatee and the dread over so it wouldn't look just like him. So there's a little nugget right there for you.
That's funny. Yeah, I remember that album cover, Ziltoid.
Yeah, and it's crazy, and he's out of his mind, but you know, he can do whatever he wants, and he's been doing it forever. So.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is their 15th album now.
And not to mention when you know he was doing Strapping Young Lad.
Yeah, I was gonna say this was just his own project. I know he's been in a lot of other things too. So
and just in the last 3 years, he's released 5 albums.
Wow.
So that gives you an idea of this guy can write.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Good old Devin Townsend.
Yeah.
Good for him. I'll be checking out this new album as soon as possible.
Yeah.
He does look weird when he had hair, though.
Yeah, because you could see it, especially when you could see that he was balding. Yeah, he kept the
he
hair.
had that horseshoe shape at the top of his head.
Yeah. He's gonna hate us. Anyways, moving on.
Yep. We are.
You want to talk about your new Blizzard at Sea review there, guy?
I do want to talk about Blizzard at Sea.
All right.
Now, last year, we were big fans, very big fans of their Invariance album, EP, album, whatever. They are from Iowa City, Iowa, which is, the home of Slipknot and all.
Iowa.
Which we'll lay off. But anyway, they have a new EP coming out. It's called Individuation, which means to separate oneself from the general population and make yourself an individual. Individuation, that makes sense. Now, when I was listening to this, and we got this early thanks to the band, so thank you for that. When I was listening to this, what was the message that I sent over to you?
Oh, like it was Mastodon instrumentals with some heavier vocals.
Yeah. That if I had to simplify, if you told me to give you one line to get you to want to listen to it. Now, with you, if I say anything sounds like Mastodon anything, you're like, oh my god, I have to listen to it. That's usually what you sound like.
Kermit the Frog?
Yes. But, so if I had to get you on one line, that would be it. But there's so much more to this. I really liked Invariance. Invariance, man, I don't know how to say this without kind of sounding like a douche, but Invariance looks like a steaming pile of shit compared to this.
Really?
This album is amazing. They have come so far in the course of a year. Invariance came out July of 2011, so a little more than a year ago. This is like... You would think that they did not stop playing from then till now. Like they've just been practicing and practicing every minute of every day from then until now. The production work is amazing. It's crystal clear. The mix is great. The guitar work is even better because now, because there's so much clarity to it, it allows room for a little bit of melody. So the guitars, it's not all just like heavy distortion and chugging. There's some clean guitars. There's really good guitar melodies. So it's got 3 tracks on it. Accelerating Returns is first, followed by The Technological Singularity, which you can check out on their Facebook page. And then the final track is Longevity. Now, when I tell you it's 3 tracks and 37 minutes, that should give you an idea of what you're up against here. The Accelerating Returns is 12 minutes. And honestly, that 12 minutes goes by so fast, you're going to think it's 5 minutes, which says a lot.
Yeah.
And there's clean passages followed by these amazing, like, heavy screaming passages, and it's just amazing. It's like post-metal meets sludge meets progressive metal. Then you get the Technological Singularity, which is, only 5 minutes and 45 seconds. I mean, it's so short. And that one is just a powerhouse from start to finish. You get the, great screams. There's actually both guys, the guitarist and the bassist, laying down screams at the same time, so they're layered. The bass work is incredible. It's awesome. And just when you think it can't get more awesome than that, the last track, Longevity, almost 20 minutes long.
Wow.
And it has clean vocals, progressive guitar elements, post-metal, atmospheric elements. It is the most well-rounded song I think a band like this could ever write. And it's almost 20 fucking minutes long. So not only is it awesome, but you get almost 20 minutes worth of awesome. I can't believe that this band is the same band that had the song on our sampler called Closed Universe, because this is a mature band with just everything going for them. They have it all down. They have a new drummer on this album, whose name is Pat Took.
Okay.
I pronounced that I enunciated Pat Took. But everything's just perfect. I have not a bad thing to say about it. And, I knew, when you get the thing saying, hey, Blizzard at Sea has a new album, I knew it was going to be good. I think we could both, could have just said, without listening to it, it's going to be good.
Yeah.
I had no idea that they were going to blow my mind this way. We're talking, this is one of the best things I've heard this year.
Jeez. I have to get on this.
You do. So, your copy is over there.
All right.
And, one thing that I pointed out in the review is that, saying to you that it has the first 2 tracks especially have a very Mastodon vibe in the instrumental, but with those screaming vocals. The last track sounds like Tool just amplified. The clean vocals, great progressive stuff, and it's really bass driven, which, Invariance was bass driven too, but this is very clean bass. It's not as shaking as Invariance was, where, your subwoofer was just rattling from all the bass.
Right.
This is much cleaner. And I mean, so much of that goes into the production and just goes into them being just amazing musicians at this point. So definitely, it hasn't been released yet. They're doing a Kickstarter, which, if you guys don't know, is like a fundraiser thing, to be able to put this album out, in full CD, whatever format. So I suggest, if you got a couple bucks to spare, go donate to their Kickstarter account, because I think everyone's going to love this album. And when they release it, you definitely have to check it out. You can, like I said, you can check out the one track is on, I believe, on their SoundCloud, but it's linked on their Facebook and what have you. So check it out, and I think you will be really, really happy with what you hear. So, individuation, that is a word that I think we should use now in our everyday life.
I'll try.